Welcome everybody, and I'm just going to make a comment or two, and then Dr. Beck is going to come and really officially welcome everyone. But thank you for joining us. It's a little bit overcast, so good pictures, right? You can see that we're already started out there. I want to thank our contractors, Consolidated Construction, who I think are based in Huntsville. Yay! Also our architects, Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. I see Mark Coyle back there, and his team have been with us since we started phase one, and we appreciate that. I know that Congressman Brooks is with us in the crowd, and Representative Collins, and I think other elected officials are here, and we'd like for you to raise your hand, please. There you go, thank you. Appreciate everybody joining us. You know, you can get almost emotional over the fact that we're finally to the point where we're ready to build this thing. Many of you were in the room next door at phase two, and Governor Bentley told us he was going to get us this funding. Well, with his help, and of course Senator Orr leading the charge, here we are. And even though the governor's not here, I know all of you will join us in thanking him for the work he did on it. So with that said, please welcome Dr. Beck.
Thank you very much, Ed. As I was thinking about being here this morning, I thought, well, seldom do we have the real groundbreaking before we have the symbolic groundbreaking. But I think that's a great thing. It means that this project is well on its way, and we want to have that gap of time that we traditionally have. A very special good morning to each of you. I know some of the faces in this audience have been here for all three of the groundbreakings. So raise your hand if you've been here for the three. I know there's a lot of you. Yes, thank you for coming again. This truly is a celebration this morning. And the vision for the robotics education and training facility has come to fruition because of the efforts of our legislative delegation and local business and community leaders. This is a tremendous example of a community, college, AIDT partnership. And I think it's an example that we seldom see throughout our nation. So I believe we're still one of a kind in how we conduct business at this park. Through this partnership, we really have worked together, and this is a preeminent training facility. A large number of employees in our communities and students have received training at our phase one, where we are today, facility over the last 3 to 4 years. And the impact that this has had on our state's economic development efforts is indeed significant. And I know Ed and Arthur and Greg can speak to that, because many times our companies such as Carpenter mention the Robotics Technology Park as being one of the major things that attracted the company to our state. Of course, our great employees have to be number one, I would say. I hope to see all of you at the ribbon cutting ceremony in about a year. So thank you again for joining us today, and join us again for the ribbon cutting. Thank you very much.
Before we ask our speakers to step up, just a couple of things. We are going to go out there by the tent to shovel the dirt. Since the big shovels are working, it'll be quick, obviously. Also, a lot of staff involved with both AIDT and the college in all of our work here. Several are in the audience, and I'd like for both college and the AIDT staff just to hold up your hand, and if any of you have questions, just about anybody in this group can answer questions about the park and things like that. If you're a company, and I've met at least one this morning who is here for the first time, please ask about getting online, getting a passcode number so you can begin to register your folks to come for training, because that's why we're here, of course, and we'd love to have your staff here. With that said, you know, as we were working hard over the last while to get this funding, the leadership in our legislature has supported the robot park from the start. The North Alabama legislative delegation here, Terry Collins and a host of folks have all been great sponsors for us. But Senator Orr has really been the champion and leader on this funding in particular of late, all along the way for sure, but on this particular building. So please welcome Senator Arthur Orr, and then he's going to introduce Dale Thomas after that, our board chair. So Senator Orr.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all, and I do appreciate you coming out on a kind of cold or chilly, blustery day. You know, this is, we're getting close to the end, and it's a great day to be close to the end of the tunnel, and I can certainly see light at the end. But I have to reflect on where we would be if we, you know, in years past, if it weren't for key people across the history of the RTP that really stepped up and made this happen. And I have to thank both Dr. Beck and Ed Castile and Calhoun Community College and AIDT for being critical partners in making this occur back several years ago when we first cast this vision and came together. And through their management, supervision, and oversight, it's been a very successful program, not only for the students, but also for the companies and industry and attracting jobs to this area. Another critical partnership that was developed with Phase 1 that allowed us to put the cornerstone, or this building, for the RTP was our two cities in this area and two counties that came together, our Morgan County Commission, our Limestone County Commission, our our City of Athens and City of Decatur all contributed $1 million for a cumulative total of $4 million to Phase 1, and that was critical in landing the original Phase 1 building, and we've been able to continue that success, of course, with Phase 2 and Phase 3. Regarding Phase 3, I'd be certainly remiss if I didn't thank in absentia Governor Robert Bentley. When we had him come here to the Phase 1 building back in the late summer, early fall of 2010, he was then candidate Robert Bentley running for governor. And we showed him this building and told him about the vision. Phase 2 was already underway at that time. And we said, Governor, you know, this is a 3-building project or a 3-phase project, and we need your help for Phase 3. And he committed that day, and then again publicly at the ribbon cutting, as Dr. Beck said, in Phase 2, said that he was committed to having the funding for the Phase 3 building. Well, it took a while. Our state is facing a lot of fiscal challenges down in Montgomery, and but Governor Bentley came through on his commitment and his promise to this area, and we're very grateful for that and appreciate his following through. We had to get funding sources from several areas, but in the end, we were able to succeed, and we're grateful. In closing, you know, when I think about this project, I think about the vision and future of the Tennessee Valley and the state of Alabama in having a project like this, because if we don't look down the road of where industry is going, where manufacturing is headed, and what we need to do to prepare for that journey, will certainly be behind. And you know, the world is constantly changing, even in manufacturing. And I cast this place as a precursor for high-tech manufacturing using the robotic technology. But I have a quote that I hearken to a lot, and I think this spills across to not only robotics, but across this area in general as we look down that road and make decisions today, like we did some 6 years ago with this RTP. As we make these decisions that pay off in the future, be very mindful of all the changes across the world. And the quote goes like this: "To sail across the ocean, you must balance making progress in fair weather with the ability to withstand the inevitable storms. Those who think only of the storms will never leave the shore. Those who think only of fair weather will never reach the other side." So as we prepare for the future in this area, all across through education, business, transportation, infrastructure, let's prepare for the storms, but make progress in the good weather. And we've made a lot of progress in the good weather, setting the stage for this area to be a magnet for future jobs in the world of manufacturing. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and it's my pleasure to introduce our Robotics Technology Park Board Chairman, Mr. Dale Thomas, and we're so grateful to have him with us this morning. Dale?
Thank you, Arthur. And it is great to be here today. Very exciting. And you heard Dr. Beck talk about, refer to the fulfilling the vision. And I'd just like to take a moment and share with you the vision of the Robotics Technology Park. The Robotics Technology Park's mission is to provide a technically trained, highly skilled and educated workforce for automation and robotics, to assist public and private entities in developing new robotic systems and technologies, and to promote the creation, growth, or expansion of companies through innovative technology solutions. That's a vision I can get around. You know, it's an exciting vision, a bold vision. It's also a very challenging vision. And Arthur was talking about, you know, it's been a long, arduous path to get here. But, you know, there's an old Chinese proverb that goes, a long journey begins with the first step. The first step was taken 6 years ago. We're here. We're here today to talk about taking the next step, RTP Phase 3. The next step in the exciting journey of achieving the vision of the Robotics Technology Park. Thank you.
Along with Chairman Thomas, there's some other board members I know in the group: Mike Selby, Bill Fry, Dr. Beck and I, Phil Farrington in the back. Is there others? There's a couple missing, I think. We have 9 members, by the way. Dr. Beck and I are 2 of those. The rest are our business partners from around the state. They're very helpful as we, and Dale's the leader, very helpful in our getting our mission accomplished. Our next speaker and final speaker is Greg Canfield, and if you don't know it, for the state of Alabama, he's our business development warrior. I don't know from one day to the next if he's going to be in Amsterdam or he's going to be in Tokyo or Birmingham. But anyway, wherever he's at, he's, it's constant work in developing the business for the state of Alabama. And of course, the RTP is a great big tool in that chest that he uses. And I know he's going to make comments about that. So please welcome the Alabama Secretary of Commerce, Greg Canfield. Greg?
Well, today I'm right here at the Robotics Technology Park, and I am really glad to be here. On behalf of Governor Robert Bentley, I want to express some thoughts about why we're here today. You know, it's always easy when you come to a project announcement or a groundbreaking to talk about the physical characteristics of the project. 55,000 square feet. $8 million project, local construction jobs being created by a local general contractor because of this work that's being done. But what we're really here for today is about securing the future of Alabama. RTP Phase 3 is a continuation of a vision that has crossed the path of 2 administrations. And I think that that's a sign and a signal of the strength of the state of Alabama, of our commitment to the future of this state, and that we all come together and that we all work together to achieve a vision about what our state can be. Because we don't want to let anyone determine what our future is. We are setting the path of that future. And the Robotics Technology Park Phase 3 is a continuation of that effort. And it doesn't happen easily. It takes commitment from Governor Bentley. It takes commitment from the local legislative delegation, which in my days in the legislature, I had great esteem working with, Representative Terry Collins. And of course, the champion for RTP is our good friend, Senator Arthur Orr. It takes backing from our federal partners. And so for that, we want to thank Congressman Mo Brooks for being here today and showing his support. It's a partnership. What makes this work is the state, the county, the local economic development community, and the local elected leadership all coming together with a common vision saying, let's get this done. And what's also important about this is this whole facility, and particularly RTP Phase 3, is the sign of what happens when a state listens to its business community and asks the question, what can we do to better provide you the resources to answer the challenges that are facing you so that you can be successful in our state? And that's what RTP Phase 3 represents. The ability for companies to come here, to innovate here, to test new products here, to explore technologies here, and then also to support the all-important and ever-growing automotive sector here with the paint training and paint technology capabilities that will exist in RTP Phase 3. So, this is not a project. This is a commitment. It's a commitment to Alabama's future and to the region, this region that we're standing in today, the future of this region and the future of the state coming together with industry so that we can be successful. So I want to, once again, on behalf of Governor Robert Bentley, congratulate everyone for coming together and for the great success that RTP Phase 3 is going to represent for Alabama. Thank you.